This is an inside joke none of you guys are going to get. But that's
Do you have any videos at all in your speech?
No.
Okay. That enable editing button is important if you do.
Okay. I think it should be fun. And these arrows. Okay. How's it going, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about juggling. Okay. Now I'm not talking about this type of juggling, which as college students we're all pretty familiar with. Nope. I'm talking about juggling balls. So I've got some here. Watch and learn. So, as you can see, this is just the 3-ball cascade. You can mix it up, but we'll just focus on that. And I'm here to tell you guys that any of you can learn this skill. So, how do you learn to juggle 3 balls? You start with 1, anything. So, just throw it like this, about eye level. Shouldn't have to be like, whoa, reaching for it or anything like that. Nice and relaxed. You can do that 1,000 times. Until that is just super comfortable, then you add in 2. Again, this is part that trips up a lot of people because they're trying to throw them all over the place. I've seen people practice in front of a wall so they don't fly out. You can do that. Whoa, like I need some more practice. But when you're comfortable with that, this is where it gets a little trickier, but just once that second ball gets to its peak, you throw the 3rd one, just like that. And again, just start with 3, and then you build it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might have been 6. And before you know it, you're doing this in your sleep. You can add some tricks to it, reverse it. Oh, anyway. Now, I know that was very cool and impressive, but again, any of you guys can learn this. You just got to practice. But it's not just juggling balls. There are plenty of other props that you can learn, have some fun with it. As you can see, there's plenty of things, and yeah, just have some fun with it. But today we're just going to be talking about some juggling balls. All right. Juggling world records. Now this is a fascinating topic because, as I just demonstrated, 3, it's really not all that hard. What about 5? I'm not there yet. Maybe someday I'll get there. But 5 is far from the limit. So there are 2 sort of ways to categorize juggling world records. Firstly, when you're talking about numbers like 3, 4, 5, there are so many people that can do it that the only way to have a world record is to base it on duration. Does anyone want to throw out a guess for the longest time somebody's juggled 3 objects without stopping?
20 minutes.
15 hours.
15 hours, 20 minutes?
I was thinking like 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
World record.
World record. 13 hours, 10 minutes, and 5 seconds. And that was David Rush in 2023, and that's from Guinness Book of World Records. Can you imagine? Can you imagine trying to break that record and failing at 12 hours? Just grueling. But as you increase the ball count, the difficulty, or rather the time, drops dramatically. So for 5 balls, the record is 3 hours, 44 minutes. For 6 balls, it's all the way down to 30 minutes. For 7 balls, it's 16 minutes, and for 8 balls, the record is a mere 1 minute and 18 seconds. So you can clearly see just adding 1 ball sharply increases the difficulty. But 8 balls is far from the limit. Now we're going to talk about numbers juggling. This is Alex Barron. He's the current world record holder for 14, 13, and 12 balls. That's him doing 11, I think. I mean, that's just nuts. I mean, look at that. And that's him with his plaque. These are all coming from jugglingrecords.com. That's a real website. You should definitely check it out. You might think 14 for world record. I don't know. I thought that was kind of low. Does anyone watch the Wired YouTube channel? You should if you haven't. It's got a lot of great videos. They have a video called Why Juggling 15 Balls is Almost Impossible. And that's Alex Barron right there. They interviewed him in this. I'm not sure how many balls that is, but he was doing some crazy stuff in that video. One of the things he was quoted in saying, the physicality of it I find quite hard. Practicing high numbers 2 days in a row is just really rough on my body. This dude is 6'3", he surfs, he's super athletic, and practicing 2 days in a row is grueling for him. So that's part of it, but you might be surprised to learn that some of you actually do have the speed to juggle a lot of balls. This is Jack Calvin. He's a mechanical engineer, and late in his career he decided to become a professional entertainer. It's quite a pivot, but this is him. He wrote a book. He's very good at bringing in science to juggling. So he's done a lot of studies on specifically the physics of juggling and how it relates to the human body. So he determined that the average hand speed, and he tested 100 people in this study. This is coming from juggling.org. It's a 1997 study by Jack Calvin. So he attached accelerometers to 100 people's wrists. These were non-jugglers to world record holders. He got a wide range of test subjects. He determined that the average person has the speed alone to juggle 16 balls. I know there's a lot of athletic people in here. You could probably do that, well, based on speed alone. Alex Barron has the hand speed equivalent to juggling up to 25 balls. That's insane, almost double what the actual record is. So what gives? You know? There's a couple things going on here why the record is stuck at 14 balls. And first of all, it kind of makes logical sense that there's a huge difference between doing this and actually juggling. So that's part of it, just logically. But also, in that same 1997 study, Jack Calvin said, every person I tested demonstrated the hand acceleration needed to juggle a smooth 9-ball cascade. Unfortunately, catching wild throws in a messy, inaccurate 9-ball cascade requires much more acceleration than this. So what he's basically saying is that you might have the speed, technically, to juggle 9 balls. You can see that my form isn't perfect here, but it's pretty relaxed. I could do this all day. But as soon as I start getting poor form, going all over the place, it gets a lot harder. So that's what he's saying. You might have the speed technically, but without the form, it's actually going to take a lot more speed than you might think. And sadly, the last factor is luck, because Calvin said in the Wired interview from Wired.com, Calvin hypothesized that the vast majority of people who have thrown and caught more than 9 balls have avoided mid-air collisions mostly by chance. That's very frustrating if you're spending hours a day practicing this and really you're just waiting for luck to be on your side 1 out of the thousands of times that you do it. So all of that adds up to the record being stuck at 14 balls, and that was broken in 2017. Doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon, but who knows? Now you might be hearing all that and getting discouraged. You want to be like this guy. You don't have to be like that guy. Look, none of us are going to get up to those numbers, and we don't have to. Juggling is such a diverse, fun activity with so many different avenues to explore. So guys, the balls are truly in your court. That's fake, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen the Willem Dafoe holding oranges meme. The balls are in your court. Do with this what you will. Explore a new hobby, good mind-muscle connection, and start your own juggling journey, 1 ball at a time.